The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
What's up guys, it's Sophie. Some disclaimers before I start this video really quick. This video is not going to be about every single dark-skinned black woman on the face of this earth, because not every single dark-skinned black woman on the face of this earth will be able to relate to this video. This is simply for the ones who can. I don't know every single one of you personally. If you know that you can't relate to this video, don't watch it, or do watch it if you're interested in this topic. I'm not speaking for all dark-skinned women. Also, white women who feel the need to insert themselves into the conversation, don't. This video isn't for you. I try to make my channel as inclusive as possible, but I talk about things that relate to me and that I deal with because this is my platform, this is my page, and I want to. So don't try to insert yourselves into the video. I know that everybody deals with problems with their own skin. These specific problems that I'm going to be talking about have every single thing to do with race and race relations, and it's not as simple as I look too pale. So, and then also third, I'm sorry about this red on red. Like, it's so cold in my room and I just wanted to wear this new LMU sweatshirt that I got. So let's begin. I'm gonna try to make this video as quick as possible because I have a lot to say on this topic, but I actually didn't even organize anything. I'm just gonna talk because this is just coming from my head and from my mind. Colorism. Colorism has been prominent forever, literally forever, since American slavery started. Since light-skinned black people were in the house and dark-skinned black people were in the field, slave masters would make it a point to have light skins and dark skins go against each other rather than going against the white people themselves. Thus started colorism, and it has been going on ever since, and it is still going on today, which is why I absolutely hate when I talk about colorism. It's either a light-skinned black person who doesn't recognize their light-skin privilege or a white person who doesn't recognize their white privilege that says, why do you have to make everything about race? Why is everything about color? That, oh my gosh, I would rather cut off my ear with a butter knife than have to hear that sentence. Not even like a steak knife so that it would be less painful. Like, no, like I would be okay with inflicting that pain on myself rather than hearing somebody say that stupidity. I'll stop making things about race when race stops applying. There's still an imbalance of light-skinned people and dark-skinned people, and there's still a favored color or favored goal, and that is always lighter skinned, always. Social media has taken over society. That doesn't just include social media, that includes all types of medias, advertisements, Hollywood, everything. Like, it has taken over society. You can only hear this statement or get the notion that light-skinned girls with bouncy curls and blue or green eyes are goals so many times until you just sit back and go, well damn, like if that's goals, then what am I? Which is why I do love movies like Black Panther and things in that realm that show dark-skinned people as superheroes and as queens and as kings, because you never really get that. And the only dark-skinned people in movies are like slave movies, or dark-skinned people that go along with the dark-skinned stereotype, the dark-skinned black woman stereotype, which I don't even need to like go into that. I don't want to discredit the progress and disregard the progress that has been made, because it has been so much. We have gone in so many great directions, like with a movie like Black Panther and with so many pro dark skin beauty pages and Fenty Beauty coming out with, you know, these beautiful shades of brown for dark skinned girls. That has been amazing progress. But there are dark skinned girls who hate the color of their skin all the time, but then there are some like me where I will see myself on the big screen or like see a foundation shade in my color and I'll get really happy, and I, for the most part, love the color of my skin and love my hair that comes along with it. But there are some times where you just feel like crap about your skin, when you are just flooded with the notion that it is wrong and that it's ugly. And that happens a lot. It's not necessarily that I'm blaming anyone, because the lighter skin is preferred, and if we're gonna use a black girl, we're just gonna make her light skin because that's the goal. There's no one to really blame for that because this notion started hundreds of years ago. So it's not like I can be like, F you Hollywood for doing this. It's already implemented into like society's brain, into my brain, honestly. Like, I'll hang out with some of my friends who are the quote unquote goal, that is like light skin with beautiful bouncy curls, blue eyes or green eyes, or just like everything that isn't me, and I'll look at them like, damn, like that's goals. Like, you look that's what I wish that I look like, and I won't say it, but like I'll think it. If I look like that, damn, like maybe boys would like me, or I don't know, like just these like thoughts that a dark-skinned girl should not be having because of the color of her skin and the way that her hair looks, because I don't know, it's sad. It's just sad that dark-skinned girls have to learn to love the color of their skin rather than just loving the color of their skin. And they have to learn to love their 4C hair rather than just loving their 4C hair. Because that's what I had to do. I absolutely hated the color of my skin when I was in middle school. Oh my goodness, I hated the color of my skin. White girls would make fun of my hair and like touch it and like poke their fingers in it and be like, oh my gosh, what is this? Like, and I hated it. I hated it so much. I had to literally teach myself to love the color of my skin, which you shouldn't have to do. Like, you shouldn't have to be born into a world where, by the way, a lot of people think that the color of your skin is ugly because you're dark skin, so you're gonna have to sort of, you know, ignore that and learn to love the color of your skin and the texture of your hair. As I said before, like, you can't really blame anybody for it, but that's just the way that it is, and I don't really talk about it a lot because it gets sort of touchy when you are explaining to a light-skinned person that they do have privilege as a light-skinned person because of colorism, and they don't want to believe you, or they sort of see it as only black and white, and because they are black, they're in the same boat as every single other black person, which is not true. That's just not true. And I wish that that was spoken about more, you know, problems in the black community. It's not always just white and black. It's not just like white people have white privilege and black people are just, you know, all the way below that. It's not that simple. It's not that easy. Like, no, it's more complex than that. And then when I get to that point of conversation, that's when I get questions like from white people like, well, why do you have to make everything about race? Well, why did your ancestors make everything about race when they took my ancestors from Africa and made them work on plantations? Everybody has questions. And you know, it's funny, like before Black Panther, and obviously they would use dark-skinned people in slave movies, but like there have been movies where like characters that were meant to be dark skin were played by light skin or white characters. It's like, why do you have to consistently make everything lighter? Like, why can't my dark skin be goals to me? Like, why? Like, why am I striving, or why would I want to strive or be taught to want to strive for anything that is lighter than my skin tone? Or like when I'll see Instagram posts of like mixed babies, I swear the media is like obsessed with mixed babies in an unhealthy way at this point. Like, it's sort of inappropriate actually, like how obsessed they are with mixed babies. And they're cute, they're adorable babies, but like I'll see this is like everyone's baby goals, or like, oh my gosh, that's my baby goals. Like, that's not my baby goals. My baby goals is a baby who looks like me, who looks like their mother, which would be a dark-skinned woman with 4C black crazy hair. That's my baby goals. I don't know, I just wanted to throw that in there because I see that all the time. That's just like one aspect of it. And then there are others when it comes to relationships and talking to people and stuff like that. Not everyone will be able to relate to this. Dark-skinned black men or boys who will consistently trash or just talk badly about dark-skinned women, and it's like, your mother was a dark-skinned woman. Like, I don't understand that. I feel like a lot of light-skinned and white people will not be able to fathom this or relate to it because these are things that they've never had to go through. Having the color of their skin be talked so poorly of. But it does happen all the time. It's happened to me where it's just like, oh, like, you're really pretty for a dark-skinned girl. Like, I don't normally date dark skins, but like, you're really pretty. Like, what do you mean you don't normally date dark skins? I'm normally dark skinned, so like, what's the problem? It's something that I get all the time. And then sometimes, like, these are just coming from my personal feelings, like, it gets more personal, I guess. I'm attracted personally to people who look like me, which are dark-skinned black boys. That's personally just what I'm attracted to. Like, I just feel more connected to people who look like me. That's my personal preference, it's whatever. And I understand completely that everybody has a type. I get that completely. There are black boys who like white girls, and that's totally fine. Like, that is totally fine. And like I said, again, there's no one to blame, but I don't know, let me know, like, any other dark-skinned black girls, like if this has happened to you, where it's like, if someone that you're feeling talking to like someone who's light-skinned or white, and because you already have so many notions that your dark skin is ugly or like that it's not beautiful, then you'll feel even worse about it. That has happened to me before. Like it has, and I know that it has nothing to do with the color of my skin. Well, maybe if they don't date black girls, then it has everything to do with my skin. But if someone that like I have feelings for, their preference is someone who's light skinned, that has nothing to do with me. That is totally fine that you have a preference. That is great. But I just feel like because dark-skinned black girls have so many opinions that are thrown at them about the color of their skin and why it's not good, then you can't help but think like, damn, like maybe if I was light-skinned and maybe if I had curly hair, then like he would like me or something like that. I don't know. I don't think like that all the time because that's just like unhealthy thinking, but sometimes you can't help it, which is sad because when the color of your skin is at the bottom of like what is favored in society, it's hard to not have those thoughts sometimes. And I know that society shouldn't matter, but it does. It will directly affect the way that people view me and the way that people see me. That's another thing that I get a lot that I just want to refute, where I will talk to somebody about the topic of colorism and they'll be like, but why does it matter like what society thinks of you or like what other people think of you? Because that will determine how they treat me or how they look at me. Obviously what I think about myself matters most, but I mean, if it comes down to a cop pulling me over and a cop pulling a white woman over, my self-confidence and my inner worth is not going to change that outcome for me. So society's views on the color of my skin directly do affect me. Whenever anybody looks at me, who I am physically will be the first thing that they see, and they will choose to either judge me or not judge me based on that. I don't really know what else to say. Those are just my thoughts on it. I'm not trying to like start a revolution or anything. Like, let's all just end the stereotypes around color. We're all black people. Once something is implemented into people's minds and has been over hundreds and hundreds of years, it is very hard and nearly impossible to undo that. The brown paper bag test that was done during times of Civil War, police officers would put a paper bag next to your face, and if you were lighter than the paper bag, then you were white passing and you would have more privileges than if you were darker than the paper bag. Like, that's colorism. That's literally colorism, and it's still going on today. Not that test. That's not okay. That's not going on today. Another thing that I get on a lot of my race videos and like political videos is that I'm complaining. I literally do not care. Like, I don't care. I can't even like find care to give. I don't care if you think that I'm complaining. It's my video. You can click out. Like, no one's holding a gun to your head and forcing you to watch. I just wanted to talk about my feelings on the topic, so I did. That's basically all that I have to say. I feel like I'm gonna turn off the camera and then think of something like else. I really should have planned this out, but I did not have the time or the energy to do that. I just wanted to talk. I can make like a part 2 and dive deeper into like specific aspects of what I was talking about, like the social media part, the relationships part, like dealing with colorism and dark-skinned black men that will trash black-skinned women, or I can talk about that, but just let me know. Also, if you are a dark-skinned black girl and you related to this video, let me know. DM me, comment down below, message me, and we can have a whole conversation about it because I love talking about this because I never really get to with anybody who isn't dark-skinned. That's the problem. It's like whenever I talk to dark-skinned girls about it, they understand. But then once I talk to someone who's light-skinned or someone who's white, they don't get it. I know that there are people out there who get it, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. Add more things. Like, I want the comment section to be like a conversation, so add more things. Anything that I didn't say that you have dealt with as a dark-skinned black girl and you want to talk about, add it down below. Like, let me know down below and we can have a whole conversation. That's basically it for my video. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all very, very much, and I will see you this Tuesday with another new video. Bye!